Test one, two, test one, two. The levels. Test, test, test. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Holding for 30, and then we're going in. Test one, two, test one, two, test one, two, test one, two. The levels. Good evening. I am Juanqui, and welcome to my world. Yes. It's a cornucopia of stuff, honey. You thought the cornucopia was just for Thanksgiving, right? No, it's a cornucopia of stuff. You just never know what kind of video you're going to get out of me. Hello, good evening, Naris21. How are you doing? Are we sure we should be dropping Listen, I was dropping the bomb before, okay? Before. So, and before me, it was Wendy Williams. And before Wendy Williams, she borrowed it from Funk Master Flex. All right. Anyway, how are you doing, Naris21? I hope you and everybody else that's within my listening voice is doing okay. Yes, we woke up to the news, to the diversion. That's some information in the PDF files, right? We got a course of diversion. We got a test run. Whatever it is they're going to use to stop the vote, okay? We have to ensure that the vote gets stolen come these midterm elections, because we know, they know, we know, they know, we all know what the hell is going on. So, and then he got up there and said, oh yeah, people are going to die, but that's what happens when war happens. People die. That's what he got up there. You know, this month when you shook my cornucopia, Naris21, you knew what I was giving. Because I was giving an acknowledgement to Black History Month. Something that the People's House has not even acknowledged. You know, black people do pay taxes. Black people do fight and fought on wars. And they didn't even give you guys a freaking video on the White House YouTube page or the main page acknowledging Black History Month. Okay? They wouldn't even let Reverend Jesse Jackson lay in the Capitol for a few hours, as involved and as an impact as he has had in the civil rights movement during Black History Month that he's transitioned. They wouldn't even let him lay there on them steps for a few hours. Naris21, are they great yet? Are they great again yet? Anyway, before I go into, giving it without lube, raw, long, hard, and uncut, I do want to take a moment to just reflect on the past week of profiles. We started the week discussing jumping the broom, what that meant, what was it done. We read an article by a highly, highly, highly educated PhD professor who brought up a couple of things that I didn't even think about or knew about in terms of the practice of jumping the broom and how other cultures have had it and the misconceptions of it. So we talked a little bit about jumping the broom. I try to keep it light this week because it was, we spoke about girlfriends. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, we did. There for thick and thin. My girlfriend. My girlfriend. That's right. We talked about girlfriends, the impact it had. I think it was great for young black girls, even high school girls, college age girls, to have this representation of successful black women. Rip Angie Stones. Rip Angie Stones. Stone. I'm Latino. I put a S and a R on everything. Okay. Mira, don't be snapping your stiletto heels at me, honey. It's the bend and snap. Oh my God. I'm a little delirious, ladies and gentlemen. Mama Pro and Sister Pro flew into town. Oh, yes. And every time they're here, I love them dearly. But every time they're here, Naris 21, they run me to the ground. They destroy me. And so they're still gonna be here. But when they're here, though, when she's here, when Mama Pro is here, I get the most bestest of Latin food. So I've been fattened up a little bit. I need to, March 1st is tomorrow. I gotta get on my regimen because we're doing some things. But I do think it was a great representation of successful black women. And even though they were not all at the same socioeconomic status, they still were friends. They still got along. They could still talk about issues. They gave there through thick and thin, right? And so I think it was great to have that representation for young girls to see successful black women put together. Even the ditzy one was in terms, well put together and successful in her own light. So go ahead. We then continue with James Baldwin, learned a little bit about my Harlem native, James Baldwin. His accomplishments. Then we touched upon the Soul Train line, Don Cornelius. I'm going to revisit Don Cornelius because I did not know how he departed and the reasons behind his departure, I should say. And so that was a surprise to me. I was shocked. Ellie was shocked. So I think I'm going to be revisiting Don Cornelius and the Soul Train era. I used to watch it in Puerto Rico. My mom used to play it and then clean the house and stuff. So I do remember. And there's also a Broadway show. It's currently it's heading to Broadway with some really big names as producers. They did a workshop of it in the West Coast, and I think they're waiting right now for a theater to become available. So they might be coming in next season. Then following the Soul Train, Don Cornelius, we learned about Alice H. Parker. Oh, yes, we did. And I commented about how I wasn't buying it. I wasn't buying that this white woman right here, if you look at your screen, this woman right here, I'm not going. And they had the nerve to say it's an African American right underneath this picture. Okay? I chose, since y'all not going to give me a legitimate picture, since y'all going to get up there and say, oh, we can't really confirm, she had no rights. This is before the women's movement and the civil rights movement. And, y'all going to give me all that ish. I'm going to go with this woman, this lady right here. Okay? This lady right here. This is who, out of all the pictures, who spoke to me and said to me, I invented your heat. Drop a bomb on that. This lady right here. Let me take the other one. You are out of it. You upstairs. You are caught up on some MF. Yep. This is the lady. You see the pattern right there? You see the drawings, the sketches? That is who I believe Alice H. Parker is. Okay? You are not gonna disguise some white woman and try to tell me some. Not only white, she looks like she's from the Netherlands or something. Like from certainly, and not wearing that dress, and certainly not wearing that hairstyle. Goodbye, goodbye, lady. Take her off my screen. Then we finalize our month of Black History Month profiles and Black excellence with understanding and doing some research into Wade in the Water. It's coming.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water. See that band all dressed in white. Gods are gonna trouble the water. The leader looks like the Israelite. Gods are gonna trouble the water. Ooh, wade in the water. Oh, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God is gonna trouble. Gods are gonna trouble the water. Oh.
All right, Wade in the Water. We learned what it meant. We learned what over the years, decades, centuries, the translation and how some really highly educated professors were able to decipher some of the phrases, what they meant, and all of that. I out of all the profiles that I did and all the research that I did for this year's Black History Month celebration extravaganza on my channel, I think Wade in the Water was the most impactful for me, the one that made me think the most. All the other profiles, yes, we came across successful Black people that beat all odds and created inventions or, did things that allowed me to sit here now with this red microphone and George Jack, okay, but I think Wade in the Water supersedes all of that, and it's at the beginning of the line. You know what I'm saying? Like at the beginning of all of that. None of that could have been possible if it wasn't for Wade in the Water and what it represented and what it meant and how it saved people, how it unfortunately got people recaptured, how all of that. So I think for me, and like I said, growing up, maybe because I'm older now and I can see the world through more experienced eyes, and I'm seeing what's happening in history. I've seen what has happened and what is currently happening. And so I see the hate. I see that there's been absolutely no acknowledgement of Black history from the White House and this administration. I see how they have been trying to tear down. Black people they've been trying to tear down Black people since the beginning, but even now expanding it out to other folks. I don't know. It just makes me look at the whole Wade in the Water differently. Growing up in high school and college, Negro spirituals was kind of like a gag, and I say this, don't get it twisted. It wasn't a gag in a room full of white people. Drop a bomb on that, because we would never let that happen. Okay, we would never let that happen. But within our own community, it was a gag. It was a gag. All right, you wanted to be funny or whatever, just you get a deep voice and start, acting a goddamn fool. It wasn't until later in life when I really sat down and really thought about what these songs meant, what they represented, who was singing them, what did that mean, that it really gave me chills down my spine and almost made me a little bit embarrassed and ashamed that the indiscretions of my youth, for lack of a better term, made me so ignorant, me and the people around me, to play like that. Like, you would not go to a church if you are, religious, and freaking disrespect the cross or the altar or the priest or any of that, right? So it's kind of like the same concept. And it took a little for me to learn that later in life, but the most important thing is that the lesson has been learned. I thought that was the most perfect way of ending the month of looking at profiles with Wade in the Water, after reflecting of the last 20 something profiles, and the conversations and all that we've been having in the channel. So but Black History Month doesn't have to be just February. I think Black history should be acknowledged every single day. We take it for granted. We take it for granted, and it's not just Black people. Black history has not just helped Black people. Drop a bomb on that. No matter how much they want to whitewash shit, no matter how hard they try to not acknowledge that Black history is American history, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And it will continue to be the task of our own people to tell the stories, to make sure that there's educational materials, to make sure that the younger generation are learning, from our elders and from people who are passing the correct history down, and not letting some white administration try to tear it down, or some white administration that decides to call slaves workers, and that they left their native lands for better opportunities in the new world. Drop a fucking bomb on that. I mean, girl, you might as well just put the hood and get the lighter fluid together. Okay, be proud. Be proud. Okay, be proud. I was thinking today, I'm like, all those slave owners and all these people in his administration, and he himself, because let's not, he is getting ready to be casket motherfucking ready. He is ready to be casket ready. Okay? Are they all gonna be just like hanging out together in the pits of hell? Drop a bomb on that. I was just wondering, is Hitler down there? Are all these previous dictators? Because just like they get in power, power falls, and new people come into power. So are they like? I'ma need him to get his. Drop a bomb on that. I'ma need it. I want it. Anyway, I digress. Let's not say too much, because we know all these corporations are in bet with each other. This is all being translated and being archived, and key terms and keywords and flagged or whatever. And if so, it is what it is. I want to thank everybody who stuck with me through. God, I've been going long, hard, and uncut since December 1st. That's right. What started as Vlogmas on December 1st transitioned. It became a real woman at times. And then it acknowledged Black history. And here we are today. I go live every single night, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure that you hit that follow, that subscribe, and that bell so that you know when I come through live. Tomorrow is March 1st. We will begin our March 1st programming. What is it? Oh, you're going to have to tune in. Well, I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be good. Oh, yes. It's going to be stimulating. It definitely is going to be stimulating. Oh, it's going to be titillating. I'm going to titillate you right before you go to bed. Period. With a T at the end. Period. Okay? Right there. Period. So make sure that you join me tomorrow night as we begin our March programming. Thank you so much for being a supporter. Please make sure you hit that like, leave a comment or 3 if you want. I respond to everybody. I ain't too good to respond. I talk to everybody. All right. Guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Be safe. Peace.